views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program host and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by TCN TV Network Incorporated. Due to the social nature of this broadcasting channel, videos may contain content copyrighted by another entity or person. The TCN TV Network claims no rights to the said content. TCN TV Network cannot be held accountable for the copyrighted content. TCN TV Network is a messenger and sharer of information and strives to verify but cannot warrant the accuracy of copyrights or completeness of the information on this program.
Good morning, everybody. We are back live from the My TCN studios in Brampton, Ontario. We missed last week, but we're back in the chairs, providing you awesome content this week. I am here with my very special guest, Elisa Goldhawke. Thank you very much for coming on the show. I really appreciate that. Elisa is a sales representative with Cloud Realty, right?
Yes.
Right, in the Halton Region.
Halton region, yeah, and Peel.
Okay, great. And, host of Love It or List It Vacation Homes on HGTV. Great. And also one of the founders of Hitmaker Marketing.
Ooh, that list is long, isn't it?
Yeah, where RTV professionals make you the star.
That's right.
I love that tagline.
That's right.
Thanks for coming on the show. You know what? I always have a fun time with you, because I feel like I've known you forever. Because we have a mutual friend, a big shout out to Scott Holiday, who made the introduction.
That's right.
And we all stem from the same sales background and, from a company called LA Fitness. And, I learned a lot of my strategies and, how to organize and structure my business from that company. So big shout out to LA Fitness. But before I get into all that, I like when my guest comes on the show, it's the whole goal here is to help my audience get to know you a little bit better. Maybe find something that they can relate to in their path and how they can apply it to their life or business. So where did it all begin for you? Where did you grow up? You have a lovely accent.
Why, thank you, darling. Born and raised in Nottingham, England. Nottingham, England. So a little town in England, well, city. So Robin Hood and his merry men. That's where I'm from. Maid Marian. Born and raised there. Moved over to the States with my family to Florida. Back in 1991. So I was there for 17 years. And then up to Canada in 2006. I've been all over the place.
It sounds like it.
I've got more licenses and passports than 007.
So when did you make the move from Nottingham to Florida?
I was 19.
19. And what was the whole goal? What was your thought process there?
There really wasn't
like two
much
different
at 19.
Two totally different environments.
Oh, I know. But what we had done, my whole family moved over, so brother, sister, mom, dad, and we had been coming over to the States prior to our move on vacation and absolutely loved it. And my father was a professional comedian.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
Well, I can see now.
Oh, yeah. He was like
where you get it from.
Andrew Dice Clay naughty boy. He was very funny. So my dad started getting work over in the States, and it's like, okay, you know what? The lifestyle was just so much better. The contrast in lifestyle was unbelievable, and it's where my parents wanted to be. So packed us all up, and off we went.
Interesting. Yeah, because my family's from Dundee,
right?
And I
great cake, Dundee cake.
Well, yeah, and they're known for their scotch.
Of course they are.
Yeah. So
it's like the English are known for their bad teeth.
Well, hey.
Scottish are known for their scotch.
Well, I know. And their bad teeth too. If you look at this, I've got some serious work happening to these babies next year. Yeah, I know.
More sales.
Well, I had to go for surgery and last year, and then because I've got a tooth that's like coming up my nose.
Oh,
so
really?
I gotta cut it out.
You sure you're not a walrus or something?
Maybe. So this is why I would love to have it on.
They're not extinct, ladies and gentlemen.
But I mean, you know what? It's the same kind of climate, right? England and Scotland, virtually.
Yeah, well,
like
Scotland's a
weather-wise?
Scotland's a bit colder, a bit chillier up there.
Yeah. Well, coming in this morning, I was here like an hour and a half early because in Niagara it was complete snow, whiteout blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Did they have snow in Nottingham?
Yeah, we used to. When I was a kid growing up, I mean, we never got a huge amount, right?
Yeah.
Not like what we get here on snowfalls, but whenever we got snow, we'd get dustings or maybe a foot. I'm going back now. So many years. But yeah, whenever we'd get the snow, it was a big catastrophe, right? The whole town had closed down. Here, you get 3 feet and we're up and running within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like back home, you get snow and everything's at a standstill. Like there's no bread, no milk. You got to go out and find a cow to milk if you want a cup of tea. And, so it kind of shuts everything down. It may be different now because I've been gone for so long. But we'd get the snow. We'd get cold and miserable and rainy.
Yeah, and then you go to Florida, where of course
Then you go to Florida, where it's just nothing but flip flops and shorts. And
I could use that right about now. I could really
flip flops and shorts. Florida was great. My years in Florida, loved it.
Do you go back at all?
I do. I go back 3-4 times a year because my family's still down there. So
oh, really?
Yeah. So I always go back. And unfortunately, we lost my father 5 years ago. Now, God bless him. Love your dad. So my mom, my sister, my brother's still down there. So I try and get down there like every 3 months to see my mom.
Well, that's
right?
amazing. That's
good.
Good.
Love spending time with her.
And all right. So then, where was the transition to Canada? How'd that come about?
So I moved up here for love.
Oh wow!
Love.
Dun, dun, dun.
No,
Isn't that how it always goes?
No, I'm saying it like that. So my now husband, he was working down in the States, and we met down in Florida and started dating, and one thing led to another, engaged, married, and then my husband is originally from Hamilton. So a good opportunity came up for him, for us to move up here, for him to move back home, and me to move to somewhere new yet again. So that's how that happened in 2006. So yeah, I moved up here with my husband.
Okay.
I was the only one here. I knew nobody but the hubby.
Well, then you became acclimated pretty quickly, right? Where did
yeah.
What was the next step for you? I mean, you moved to a new country. You got to meet people. You got to get a job. What
it was. Yeah, I mean, it was hard. It's not easy, right? So when I first moved countries, back when I was 19, it was, and at 19 you think you know everything, right?
Yeah,
you just know everything. And that was a big move for me. It was like, oh my gosh, 19, all my friends, where am I going to meet these friends again? And the pubs I used to get drunk at and fall asleep in a corner. Where am I going to find that, right? But then, I mean, it took about 6 months to get used to acclimate, and to get used to that lifestyle, which not long really, and then absolutely loved it. But then when I moved up to Canada, it was actually quite pleasant because it was a nice blend between England and the US, right?
Yep.
Because there's a lot of English things up here, and I could get a sausage roll and a scone. I was like, bonus, bargain. It was worth the move.
It was worth the move just for the scones.
Yeah.
All right, and then so what do you do? What was your first career in Canada?
Oh
Because
gosh.
this is important because it all leads to where you are today.
Yeah. So my first job here in Canada, I was I worked out at Premier Fitness. Remember when they were around?
The Permit Fitness?
Premier.
Oh, Premier.
Remember
Oh,
when they
yeah.
were around?
The club that should not be named.
Yeah, the Fitness. So I actually first started working for them when I moved up here as a personal trainer, and then transitioned into doing sales for the clubs and then eventually management roles. And I was with them for quite a while. So I was in the gym industry, and then after that, I went and worked for LA Fitness.
Yes.
Which is where you hail from also.
Yep.
Great experience there.
What club did you start in?
What club did I start in? Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. I'm too old. Memory's going.
Kitchener was the first
Oh,
one.
Kitchener.
Kitchener
I
was
started
the
off
first
in the
club.
Kitchener
Yeah.
Club. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the
Okay.
Kitchener Club. So I was doing the personal training side there, and the Kitchener Club. Then I went to Southbrampton Club, then I went to the Northbrampton Club, then I went to Don
Yeah,
Mills,
yeah.
then I went to Burlington, then I
Lots
went
of moving around. Moving parts, as Mike Rickard would say.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so you've got LA Fitness. You're starting to build that sales mentality. And
Well, I'd always been in sales, right?
okay.
I'd always been in sales. Even I've been in sales for
Yeah.
almost 30 years, right? Different roles in sales. So the sales part, was already there. What I found working for LA Fitness and under the corporate umbrella is that it just refined them skills, right?
Yeah.
It taught you how important, which is the biggest takeaway that I got from that role, the importance of systems.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
The importance of systems was my huge takeaway from working at LA Fitness. And I hated it when I worked there. I'm like, I gotta follow this. This is nonsense.
Yeah, but that was my experience as well. Is when you learn the systems and you're working under that corporate umbrella, you kind of feel like wish-wash, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you go and work it for yourself, and then you try it without those systems, you're like, I can't do this.
Yeah,
This
you
makes
can't
zero
fly
sense.
by the seat of your pants. So, to have them systems in place is the biggest takeaway for me.
Okay.
The biggest takeaway.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the transition into real estate for you.
Sure.
At Benjamin Law, we understand the real cost of personal injuries. As the victim of an accident, you may be the one who's physically hurt, but your main concern is that your family are the ones who will pay the price. Benjamin Law will be there for you, helping, supporting, and working tirelessly to resolve your personal injury case. Call 1-855-899-4878 or visit benjaminlaw.ca and let our family of lawyers help your family.
And we're back with my special guest today, Elisa Goldhawke. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. We've opened up some questioning on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So feel free, if you've got a question for Elisa or myself, I mean, I love to talk. So just leave it in the comments and we'll get it to you. So thanks everybody who's already left a comment. We really appreciate that. When we left, we were talking to Elisa about, the transition, from when you're 19, I think, when you left to go to Florida, and then you were there for a few years and came up to Canada, just to catch you guys all up, of course. And you started working for LA Fitness. You've been in sales for over 30 years. And now, where did the transition into real estate come from? Where did that? I know where it came from for me. And we kind of touched on it. The systems in the corporate world and all these things about, as much as I loved my company, it was just one of those things where I think I can do this on my own.
Yeah,
was that
yeah.
something similar?
Yeah, it was. So the when real estate started ringing bells in my mind, actually a friend of mine was in real estate, and he's the one that pushed me into it. So I'd see what he would be doing and how much free time he had, and you know what I mean? I'm like, oh my gosh, that just looks like an absolute treat. So I started the process of getting licensed. And this is way before they changed the whole system. This is when you had to do
that's right.
the
just had to do
5
3.
exams, you had to do 3, and then you had to do the other
2 later.
Yeah, and then you're articling, right?
Yeah.
So I started that process. The first time I took my exams for phase 1, I didn't realize, so I'd opted for the one that you do on the computer, and I wasn't too savvy on the computer at the time.
Yeah.
So the night before that I was due to take the exam, I discover I've only studied a third of the material. I find the other 2/3 of the material, this is at like midnight.
Yeah.
So I was just doing a bit of refresh. I find 2 other thirds for the exam, that information I hadn't even touched. So anyway, runs upstairs to my husband. He's in bed snoring. I'm like, oh my God, I've skipped all this stuff. He had to take me through a crash course of how to break down a fraction. How sad.
Yeah.
But anyway, needless to say, I didn't pass that.
Yeah.
And then I done it at the second time around where you can retake it, and I didn't pass that one either. So after that, I was like,
the second one?
This is the second retake you can get for the first exam. And after
Everybody
that, it
struggles with
happened.
that one.
I'm like, you know what? Screw this. This just isn't for me. So I let it go. So I let it go, and I'm like, screw it. It's too hard. I'm not doing it. Because I'd left school when I was 15. So studying for me was something just alien, right?
Yeah.
So then a couple of years passed. Like, you know, I said to the hubby, I'm like, you know what? I should have stuck with it. I'm gonna give it another go.
Yeah.
So I started the study books again and passed all of them with flying colours.
There you go.
I think it was the mindset that just... So anywho, got licensed, and of course, like everybody, got that license, wafted it in the air, sat back and waited for all these clients to fall on my lap.
Well, because that's what happens.
I was waiting for the rainstorm of clients.
Yeah, you don't need systems. Everybody knows
No,
you're in business,
you just
right?
waft
from
that
a
thing
one Facebook
around
post,
and, hey, look, everybody, use me. I've just got licensed.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a...
It
big
doesn't really
wake-up.
work like that.
That
does
was
it?
a wake-up call.
Yeah.
No, it does not.
No,
It does
I
not.
mean, we'll touch on this in the third segment, but I mean, yeah, I kind of had the same thing, or thought the same thing, that, you know, just, you know, a few switches on Facebook, maybe start a business page, and then all of a sudden all these clients, you know, start coming to you.
Yeah, no.
So how long did it take you to kind of get into the swing of things?
So
I mean, I'm still not, but you know.
I know. Listen, every day we're learning, right? Every day there's something new, and as I say, the day you stop learning is the day you may as well jack it all in, right?
Yeah.
There's never going to be a day where we know everything.
Of course.
So for me to get into the swing of things, it was kind of tough because I was working full time at LA Fitness at the time,
Yeah.
and trying to do the real estate part time, and
that doesn't work.
Doing real estate part-time does not work. You cannot do two things 100%.
No, not at all.
You can't. So, you know, we made a decision. It's like, okay, I either take the bull by the horns, the bull, not the ball, take the bull by the horns on this and jump out and go, or I do this wishy-washy, 1 foot in, 1 foot out for however long. And the time was right, and so I quit LA Fitness and just went, you know, balls to the wall real estate.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I mean, very, very similar to my story.
And it's scary. It's very scary.
It's very scary, especially my son was 2 months old when we made that decision.
Oh, wow.
We're like,
That's tough.
because we had moved out to Edmonton to work with Scott.
That's right. Yeah, you moved out there.
And then we were there for about, I don't know, 8-9 months before I was like, you know what? Yeah. Well, you know, I understand motivating your employees and stuff like that. But when you start to demotivate, that's when it's time to be like, okay,
Time to reevaluate.
we need to reevaluate.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've heard things have changed over there, and good for them. But okay, so now, when did the show come along, and how did that come about? I mean, I think I read somewhere that a friend had, shared a casting call list with you.
Yeah. So this, wow, it seems so long ago now.
Geez, 3 years ago now, right?
Yeah. So a friend of mine on Facebook had shared a casting call with me and just put in there, you know, oh my gosh, Midge, you'd be great for this. Midge is my nickname. Midge, you'd be great for this. You got to do this. And so when I looked a little bit into it, because I'd watched none of them shows, I'd never seen any of them, right? I'm into like horror movies and, you know, blood and gore kind of stuff, not like, you know, Save My Reno kind of stuff. So when I looked into what was happening and what this opportunity was, it's like, you know what? I sat on it for a couple of days, and it's like, you know what chance have I got? I mean, come on, let's be real. You know, because you had to put in a video, like a 3-minute video, of, you know, they were asking for certain things on the within the video.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? What's the point? What chance do you have? And then one morning I just woke up and I'm like, okay, listen here, you silly cow. If you don't put something in, you've got absolutely no chance.
Yeah.
So give it a go. Don't be a wuss. Get it done. So I shot a video on my cell phone that morning, sent it in, and the ball, it just grew legs from there. I got called in for live camera auditions where you were set up in, the kind of show scenarios, and it went from there, and lo and behold, I bloody got it.
Wow.
God knows how that happened, but I got it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Are you going to release that audition tape?
Hell no.
I'd love to see how that went.
I had last night's mascara on. I looked like Ozzy Osbourne had just finished a concert tour. Yeah, no, I won't be releasing that bugger anytime soon.
Yeah, but I can totally see why they chose you. I mean, you just have that attitude, and I think that's very refreshing for the HGTV brand, I think, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just gotta, you've got to put yourself out there. I mean, after that had happened, honestly, I was in massive shock.
Yeah.
I think I had to have like a jab or something to bring me down. You just got to go for it, right? You've just got to go for it. If it's something you think you can do, or even if you think you can't do it, or it's not, it's not up your alley, bugger it, do it. Just get in there and do it. Because at the end of the day, you're either going to have the personality that they like or you're not. And if you don't have the personality that they're looking for, well, then that's okay. You're just not a good gel, but just give it a go.
Yeah.
Get in there, give it a go.
Mm-hmm. And so now, how did that, walk me through the first day, because, I mean, that whole experience is obviously something
The first day of filming?
Filming, yeah.
Yeah, I needed 2 pair of pants.
Why?
That shit the first time.
Are you serious?
I didn't know what to expect. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not that old. I don't need the pens yet.
Oh my God.
Oh no, it was bloody nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
It was nerve-wracking. It was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? What have I put myself in for here? It was nerve-wracking because you just didn't know the flow. You didn't know what you're supposed to be doing. Should I say it like that? Should I not say it like that? It was nerve-wracking. It was a mess. Yeah. I was a hot mess.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they kind of.
And I was that nervous. My hair started to frizz up and everything. I just looked awful. Awful.
We're coming up on our second break. We're going to take a quick one here, and then when we return, we're going to talk more to Elisa about life on set. We're going to talk about Hitmaker marketing, and we're going to answer some questions in the third segment. And we're back, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Daily Reel. We always appreciate your support. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, please subscribe, turn on that bell for the notifications. Hit the bell to turn on the notifications. And, of course, try to engage with us on Facebook. We'd really appreciate it. We're live with Elisa Goldhawke from Love It or List It Vacation Homes on HGTV. Realtor based out of the Halton Region in Peel. Thank you very much for coming on the show. I really appreciate that. What we left off, we were just talking about the first day on set and, how wild it was, right? I mean, you don't really know what
it was.
To expect.
It was just nerve-wracking, nerve-wracking, yeah.
So, I mean, how many, is it, like all the stories you hear, I mean, do you have to kind of redo every scene, or they try to keep it as natural as possible for those types of shows? Or?
Yeah, they do try and try and keep
right?
it natural as possible, right? And as genuine as possible. Yeah, there's many retakes, right? Because you're always going to do 3 or 4 takes
Yeah.
of the same thing. And with each time, you try and come up with something a little different so that you give the editors options that they can put together. None of it is scripted. It was all, which was, that is hard in itself, where you're constantly thinking, okay, what am I going to say now?
What am I going to say now?
There's only so many times I can walk into this room and go, wow, this is beautiful. Second
Totally get
time,
it.
wow, this is lovely. It's like, so it's, that was hard.
Yeah.
But I tell you, it was exhausting, mentally exhausting. But what a great experience. Oh, a fantastic experience. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was one to tell the grandkids, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
but I
one
mean,
to tell the grandkids.
I love it. And so now you've done the show. How have you been utilizing that tool, I guess, to help build your own brand?
Yeah. So after the show, then you're back into the real world, right?
Back into the real world, selling real estate.
Of hustle and, so it's, you do want to leverage something like that.
Yeah.
And what I found, you sometimes think to yourself, and I'm very humble. I never brag about it. In fact, it was really, I'd even tell people, they'd come up to me and say, "Oh my God, why didn't you say you're the host of Love Lister?" Because I just never brag about it, because it's like, oh my God, it just sounds way too braggy. But then it's like, okay, I've got to use this. I've got to use this for business, right? So, you go into a listing appointment and you just sit there and you're like, hey, I'm the host of Love Lister Vacation Homes.
Yes.
So what's up? Sign here.
Yeah.
8%. Yeah.
So we can't talk about commission.
But no, it doesn't work that way, right?
Yeah.
So what I had to figure out is, okay, how does this benefit my client, right?
Yeah.
So yes, I have this massive, this credibility behind my name, but how does that help? Clients don't care.
Yeah.
Right, at the end of the day,
Who's
how are you
gonna
going to
sell
sell
the
my house? And I
Right.
want, top dollar. So I had to figure out how what I have done, my experiences, help them to their goal, help them get them what they want, right? So, so for me, it's the credibility in the industry, it's experience, it's, and also it's it's the experience on camera. So I lay a lot of it with the celebrity, if you like. I hate saying that, but the celebrity of it.
I love it.
Where I can use that for my clients to get more eyes on their properties, and it's the marketing, the video marketing that I do for them as well, for their properties.
Yeah, well, we're looking at your, this is your introduction video, right? I think, from your website, which I love. And the quality and the production value, it is like I'm watching a TV show right here.
Right. And that's what I wanted to bring to each and every listing.
Yeah.
I wanted each and every one of my listings to be the next episode.
Yeah. And
right?
that's kind of like one of the questions that, shout out to Rob Anzit, by the way. He does all my content on Instagram. Introduced you two the other day.
I love Rob.
Rob's a great guy.
Oh my gosh.
And,
Do you ever need a photographer that's like...
Yeah, he can help build your brand. He can help create your content and curate it on Instagram. So he's asking us on Instagram, how do you stand out from the other million realtors, doing essentially the same thing, right? We all have essentially the same service, the same goals, but how do we stand out from the crowd?
Swear a lot.
Well, that's how you stand out from the crowd.
Yeah. Well, is there a million of us in the GTA? Wow, that's gone up a lot. How do you stand out? Honestly, with me, I've never kind of stuck to the rules of what we should do.
Absolutely.
Should we fly or should we do this? Everyone else is doing it, so I'm going to do the same. I'm not a believer of replicating. I always like to, be, as we all do, be a leader. So for me, it's being absolutely different. Some agents stay in contact with their clients through cards and stuff. I don't. Most of my clients, I stay in contact with them, honestly, and I'm telling you, I'll show you right now. I send them dirty memes, and they love, and honestly, they love it. They absolutely love it. So, but and that's just knowing their personalities and what I said. So, what's better than them looking at their phone and having a laugh and a giggle,
Yeah.
and then showing their friends, oh my gosh, look what my realtor just sent me. You know what I mean? So it's just different
building
strokes
those
for different
relationships.
folks, right? So for me, it's being different. I am fortunate enough where I do have the show behind my name,
Yeah.
so that does give me a little bit of separation. Not saying I'm any better than any
Right.
other
No, of
realtor,
course.
because that's not true. But I do have that fortune of having that.
Yeah. What about the video marketing that you do? Because
Yeah.
I've noticed, like we just saw a clip of it there. Hitmaker, that's your company that does those videos for you, obviously, right? So what's different about those videos? Why am I more intrigued to watch that video than your average realtor?
Because it's entertaining.
Yep.
It's professionally done. It's collaborated, and there's creativity involved with it, right? So, starting this company in the first place, Hitmaker Marketing, it was geared towards realtors because, I could see that there was a void in that market
huge
for
void.
us, as to where we can put our professional pieces instead of the shaky cell phone and the I'm never too busy for your referrals.
Oh, by the way,
So there was just a lot of that wafting around, and it's like, okay, we need something different. We need help in this arena, and that's where marketing's going, is video. Let's be honest.
Yep.
And so this company we created with my producer director. So it is an actual TV. It is an actual production. We're not videographers. So with the experience of the show that we both have, we collaborate with each and every person. We really get to know them, strip them down, put them back together, and then figure out how we're going to put that message on camera.
Right.
And it's all professionally edited, and so a lot goes into them.
Yep.
And it shows, right? If you shoot a video for with no planning and 20-second video versus a 20-second video that is planned and collaborated and has creativity behind it, there's a vast difference.
Well, I think if we're going to be professionals, we expect to be paid as professionals, we should be hiring professionals.
100%. And listen, that's not to say that you don't get away with
No, of
using-
course not.
I do video with my phone and stuff.
So
but
do
to
I.
have to have, some beautiful what we call pillar pieces,
Yes.
within your marketing, where people look at these and they're like, wow. It's the assumption of success, right? You see these
Perception
beautiful
is reality.
pieces and it's like, wow, that one right there must be successful. Look at this video.
Yeah.
Even though I'm broke as a joke.
Yeah.
Right? But damn it,
Same.
I look like I got money.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
I
with that.
look successful.
Yeah, and
and that is a big chunk of our game. A big chunk of our game.
Well, we gotta first
Fake it till you make it.
we gotta first win the clients over, right? And then we gotta win their trust, and then we gotta fulfill that trust by fulfilling our promises and stuff like that.
And I think to bring video marketing, exceptional video marketing, and I'm not just talking virtual tours and the usual pictures, but to invest in your clients, to bring good professional video marketing into your marketing of that listing goes a heck of a long way with clients. It really does. Huge way.
Well, they see that. I mean, it's a terrible fact, but there's a lot of realtors out there that spend more money on coffee than they spend on marketing.
And bless them.
To do whatever. It's not about bad mouthing anybody's business plans or anything like that, but it is an opportunity for people like you and I to really capitalize
100%.
by presenting ourselves as professionals.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna come back in just a few minutes. Our final break. We're gonna talk how you can get involved with Hitmaker and how you can develop your own personal brand, your own message with Elisa and her team, and we'll open it up to more questions if anybody feels like they have something they want to ask Elisa.
Hello everyone, my name is Jermaine Chambers, and I'm very excited to tell you about the newest political and current affairs program coming here to Brampton. It's called On Point.
The first step of true reconciliation is learning more about one another.
Join us on Tuesdays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. as we discuss all the issues.
I will never forget the trust you put in me.
Municipal, provincial, federal, and any issue of national importance we will talk about on Point. So do join us.
My name is Trish Curling, and I am an online coach, personal trainer, and yoga teacher, and your new host of Shaping Life, which is all about understanding that we have the ability and the control to take charge of our health and wellness. But we can't do it alone, and I can't wait to sit down with the best in the industry. Please tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. live here on the TCN Network.
And we're back. Thank you guys for sticking with us. You know what? Sometimes I wish these shows could be 2 hours long.
Such a liar.
But I think we've had a lot to talk about today. We've had a lot packed into the first 3 segments.
I know. I was actually worried about
what you were
the
going to
hell
say.
we're going to talk about, and it's flown by.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think the general overview of this episode and, getting to know you is that it's important, not just in real estate or in business, but to take these chances because you really never know what's going to happen. But we know one thing for sure: if you don't do something,
it's definitely not going to happen.
It's definitely not going to happen. Yeah. And you know what? Especially when we talk about branding and marketing ourselves and creating our message, I find a lot of people are too afraid to even get started. Mm-hmm. And maybe with the cell phone thing is the only thing that they could think of at the given time, right? And we can't blame them for that. But this is the whole point of why we do podcasts like this, why we do webinars. If you're not a part of our group, Real Estate Hacks on Facebook, shoot me a message. I'll get you on if you're a realtor and you're looking to help grow. We got a lot of great tips. But I mean, for somebody who's looking to get started, building their brand, building their message, what are kind of the first steps? I mean, so let's say I'm looking to get started. I want to call up Hitmaker, and what's the first step? How do you get to know somebody, or what can they do?
So with video marketing, the first thing I explain to people that we're going to be working with is. And I think this is one of the biggest problems that we as realtors have. And I'm speaking from my own experience as well. Before the show, I would have never stepped in front of a camera to do any kind of marketing because it's like, oh my God, I'm going to sound like an idiot. I'm going to look like a tool. People are going to hate me. And I just never do it. I just didn't have the onions to do it. After the show, obviously the confidence level was a little higher. Being in front of camera was way easier. And here's the pill that we have to swallow as realtors. And when you're in front of a camera, you are not going to please everybody out there that's watching.
No.
There's going to be people that think you're an ass. There's going to be people that think they hate you. That's social media. But there's also going to be an audience that loves you, right?
Yep.
So it's the audience that love you that you want to tap into. So you've got to get rid of that fear factor that you're not going to be liked by everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of the most important pills to swallow. Once you swallow that, your confidence is like,
yeah,
that's right. Mm-hmm. People are going to hate me. People are going to like me. If you saw the comments I got on social media from the show, oh my God, like some of the comments that people were saying about me. If you were thin-skinned, I'd be in the fetal position in the corner of a room still crying, right? But it's okay, right? There's an audience out there that do like you, and that's who you're gonna play to. So that's first and foremost. I like to have that conversation with people moving forward. As far as the Hitmaker process, we meet, we sit, we collaborate. We really like to get to know our clients. Yeah. What's the messaging? What's the audience takeaway? And then the magician behind the curtain, which is Matt, the director-producer, he's the creative one. He's been in TV for 15 years. His cogs get to turn in, and we always come up with something very different to showcase and to put our agents on camera as to where it's absolutely different and stunning, and it's marketing pieces that you don't often see.
Mm-hmm. Well, so I apologize because I can't really remember, but Matt had worked on a few shows as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'd worked on all of them. Yeah.
So he knows how to position.
Everything. On camera coaching. We do not script.
Yeah.
We don't want anyone scripted. Because if it's scripted, you're mechanical.
Yeah.
If it's unscripted, you're natural, and we'll always get the line, right? We will always get what we need out of you. So it's a very easygoing process. It's very fun. We work with some great agents. There's a lot of great agents out there. I had so much fun with with them. It's a great experience for them too. And what that does also is helps you with your listing, with your listing presentations, right? Because when you show the type of marketing that you put into your business, and this, Mr. Seller, is the type of marketing I'm going to put into selling your property. I mean, I haven't lost one yet using my marketing. We just haven't
and
lost
actually,
it.
after the few listings, because you kind of, the one that I saw, I forget the property, but you were touring a stager
with a designer, yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
I didn't steal it, but I implemented that kind of same idea.
He stole it. He stole it. He bloody stole it. I know he did.
I was doing something. I have a vlog that I call the Daily Reel vlog, just the same as the Daily Reel podcast. And we were starting to go and tour other people's listings, which is a great way. If you're just getting in the business, you don't have any listings, ask to market somebody else's.
Yeah.
Especially something like Super Nice.
Yeah.
They'll love it. It's just an extra marketing
And
tool for them
I
as well.
still do that now.
Me
I mean,
too.
I'm never too proud to do that. I still
I love
market
it. I love
other
it.
agents' listings,
Yeah, but I love that idea of walking somebody through the house. I mean, why should I just stand in front of the camera and talk about the house when I can get other people's opinion on camera and create that? Oh, okay, so that's why.
Well,
they did that.
there's many different things happening there, right? So our goal was to bring the HGTV feel style to real estate because everyone loves a slice of HGTV, right?
Of course.
So we wanted to bring that to each and every agent that we work with. That they are the star in their demographic. With the what I call virtual tours on steroids. With the designer, if it's a beautiful property, let's talk about how it got there. Let's talk about the upgrades. Let's talk about textures that you would not normally see on a virtual tour. Let's talk about that. Let's get the designer's opinion. You know what? If you actually move the couch over there, it would really open this room up, a huge amount. Even if it's a little bit of a dump, talk about what it could be like. Give the vision, give the dream. And again, what that does for your client is, okay, many more people will watch that rather than a virtual tour because it's entertaining and it's what we call in the business house porn, right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful scenery. Everybody, glues into house porn. Yeah. So even if you are capturing an audience that aren't even ready to sell yet because they're watching it because it's entertaining and it's informational driven.
Yeah. So
you're double dipping. So you're reaching out to an audience that you're not necessarily targeting directly, but it's just a byproduct of your target market. But also, you are showing your seller, hey, look, this is how we do it.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
But I like what you said. How on camera, get the designer's opinion of where the furniture should go or these small little things. Because those are almost like mini reveals.
Absolutely.
In that video.
Absolutely.
You want to watch what would it look like if the couch was over there?
So what does an audience watch, right? Yeah. What do audiences watch when they watch, they're all watching HGTV, all the shows on HGTV. Yep. Give them that in your business.
Well, how many times do you sit down with a client, especially a buyer? They're like, well, I've been watching a lot of HGTV, I could take this wall out or something like that. So they all watch it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really cool because you get to bring and you get to have control of it too.
Sure.
Right? Which is really cool. Okay, so we've got a minute and a half left. Elisa, let's just tell everybody where can they find you.
In the pub.
Yeah. In the Bonnie pub. Instagram handles, Facebook, website, phone numbers, just plug away.
Instagram.
Oh, there's Carrie.
Yeah, there's my girl. So Carrie is my partner in new construction, our new construction division. So
where's that
big
project?
Shout out to Perrie Suave. So we've got a bunch of builders that we're working with. So a lot in Hamilton, the Niagara region, Burlington. So, we'll be hammering all that information out come the new year.
Perfect.
There's a tenacious agent there, Perrie Suave.
Yeah,
wow,
she's
you
awesome.
don't mess with that girl. Right there. Elisa Goldhawke, Real Estate on Facebook, Instagram, elisagoldhawke.com. All my phone numbers are there, and every ounce of information you need to contact me. I'm here for any rookie agents that need a little bit of help, little bit of advice. I'm always one to help and get people up and running.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks to everybody who tuned in today. We really appreciate it. As I mentioned before, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit subscribe, click the bell to get the notifications, and if you're following us on Facebook, please remember to engage. We read all the comments and we answer them live. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day.
Now time for the weather.